In this video, we will discuss about one interesting topic related to food science about food-borne illness. So, food-borne illness or food-borne disease, also called FBD, is caused due to the consumption of food. So, the first question is, which of the following toxin causing botulism is less toxic to human being? So, botulism is a disease caused by one toxin, one neurotoxin called botulinum, which is given by one bacteria called Clostridium botulinum. Okay, and there are different kinds of toxin of botulinum. There are you can see A to G, A to G types of neurotoxins are present of botulinum types. Out of that, type B is less toxic. Our answer is what? Type B is less toxic. And how these toxins, neurotoxins act? It actually prevents the release of acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter, and without this acetylcholine, the nerve impulse conduction is prevented and causes what? Paralysis. What it causes? Paralysis. So this neurotoxin can cause paralysis. These neurotoxins are proteins in nature, and they prevent the release of acetylcholine in neurons. Neuron axon part. In neuron there is a part called axon and cyton. So in axon part there is one release of chemical called neurotransmitter, which is acetylcholine, and without this release the transfer of impulse is prevented. Hence there is a disease called paralysis, muscular paralysis. But these toxins are also useful in different treatment also. Muscular dystrophy, in some diseases we can use these toxins also. Some positive causes is there, but A, B, C type, out of this A, B, C type, B type toxins is less toxic to human. Okay. Next question is, which of the following is a food infection? So the options are salmonellosis, botulism, staphylococcal intoxication. So we need to understand a basic difference between infection and intoxication. See, intoxication involves toxin which cause some diseases, but infection involves a whole microorganism which can cause some disease or illness. So the basic difference is that दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या है ना, एक के अंदर ना टॉक्सिन लगता है, जैसे हम देखें कि बोटुलिज्म में हम देखें कि एक टॉक्सिन रिस्पॉन्सिबल है जो कि एक बैक्टीरिया सिक्रेट करता है, और उस टॉक्सिन का नाम क्या है? बोटुलिनम. हम डिस्कस किया अभी जस्ट प्रीवियसली. सो उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे ना, इंटॉक्सिकेशन बोलेंगे. लेकिन जब हम फूड इन्फेक्शन को देखते हैं वो डिफरेंस है. सो बोटुलिज्म इज ए टाइप ऑफ intoxication, and staphylococcal intoxication is also due to one toxin, but salmonellosis is not due to one toxin, but it is a involvement of one microorganism called Salmonella, which is commonly found in poultry and other poultry, birds, all those things. But one interesting thing is when there is intoxication, we can't use any kind of antibiotic. If you use antibiotic to control that disease, that is not beneficial. But if you use some antitoxin, then in the case of intoxication, then it is useful. But in salmonellosis, you can use some antibiotic. You can use to reduce the level of infection. So basic difference you have understood. Okay. Next question is, the staphylococcal intoxication refers to presence of an enterotoxin, neurotoxin, mycotoxin, or all of the above. See, answer is enterotoxin. Answer is A. Enterotoxins is those toxins which are released by the enteric bacteria. Enteric bacteria means enteric microorganisms or microflora means those bacteria, जो भी बैक्टीरिया हमारे इंटेस्टाइनल फ्लोरा, इंटेस्टाइनल एरिया में एडेप्ट करके उसमें एक्सोटॉक्सिन रिलीज करते हैं. एक्सोटॉक्सिन मतलब एक टॉक्सिन एक्सटर्नली रिलीज करते हैं, उसको हम नाम दे दिया, क्या दे दिया, एंटेरोटॉक्सिन. एंटेरोटॉक्सिन्स. सो एज स्टेपिलोकोकल इंटॉक्सिकेशन, अगर स्टेपिलोकोकस जाता है तो वो कहाँ उसका काम करता है ना, हमारा जो इंटेस्टाइनल व एंटेरिक रीजन है उस एरिया में काम करता है. तो वो जो टॉक्सिन एंटेरिक रीजन में जाता है उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं ना, एंटेरोटॉक्सिन्स. सो स्टेपिलोकोकल intoxication is called an enterotoxins, not neurotoxin. Neurotoxins is those toxins which affects the brain, and mycotoxins, not mycotoxins. Mycotoxins are those toxins which are released due to fungus, fungal development. But fungus is not enteric. It does not affect, it is not active in enteric regions. So this staphylococcal intoxication is due to staphylococcus which are found in intestinal region. So we can call this enterotoxin released by staphylococcal intoxication refers to presence of what, an enterotoxins. It is an example of enterotoxins. Okay. Next question is, a bacterial food intoxication refers to, we have already discussed it, intoxication is due to what, the presence of bacterial toxins. So the right answer is B. So here you can see bacterial toxin, foodborne illness caused by the presence of a bacterial toxin is called food intoxication. Illness caused by the presence of pathogens is not intoxication, it is infections, we have discussed. Example is salmonellosis. Okay. Next question is, the method of successful treatment of botulism prior to appearance of botulism symptoms involves administrations of what? You can only use antitoxins to neutralize the toxins produced by botulisms. Okay. Here antibiotic is, it is against the bacteria, antibiotic will act against bacteria, it will kill bacteria. And analgesics are those medicines which act against some painkiller type. This one is, analgesics are just like painkillers, but these analgesics are specific painkillers. Means if your knee is having some pain, then that analgesic will work on that point. Okay, but particular, not anesthetic. Analgesic is just like a painkiller type. And antipyretics are those drugs which are used against some temperature, fever. Okay, so these are not useful in case of botulisms, but antitoxins can be used for this purpose. Okay, so salmonella is caused by the type of toxin, that is endotoxins. What is the type of toxin? It is endotoxins. Okay. Then group C botulinum strains generally includes in what? All type of strains. There is proteolytic A, B and F, all types of strains, E and F, all types of strains, C, D and F, and the answer is A, all types of strains like proteolytic A, B and F. Okay. A is the right answer. Then application of gamma rays destroys botulism toxins. The dose of gamma rays required for this purpose is how much? It is 7.3 million rad. See, when we try to neutralize this botulism toxins, we need to do radiations. Okay, when we do radiations, when the food is present in can, generally botulinum toxins is secreted by whom? The Clostridium botulinum. This Clostridium botulinum is anaerobic microorganism. Anaerobic microorganisms are those microorganisms which does not require oxygen during multiplications. So उनको एनएरोबिक एनवायरनमेंट चाहिए जिसमें कि ऑक्सीजन नहीं रहना है. तो ये साधारण के हिसाब से कैन के अंदर डेवलप करते हैं, कैन फूड में. तो कैन फूड को हम कैसे ट्रीटमेंट कर सकते हैं? बाय द हेल्प ऑफ रेडिएशंस, एंड द अमाउंट ऑफ रेडिएशन इज 7.3 million rad. Rad is the unit for radiations. Okay. Next is arrange the potencies of toxins in descending order of the following canned foods. See, the potencies of toxins are based upon the quantity. At what quantity, how much dangerous is that toxins? Based upon that, we can calculate the potencies of the toxins. Suppose you take LD50, lethal dose 50. In that LD50 or LD60, LD70, all these things, in the lethal dose 50, if it is at 50 it is LD lethal dose, then it is less potential. 60 is sorry, if 50 at 50, if it is 50, then lethal dose 50, then it is more potential than 60, then 70. More powerful is this one. Like that you can calculate. If it is 60, then it is lower potential. 70, then it is little lower potential. Like that you can calculate. So here the right answer is option D, where corn, peas, string beans, spinach. So corn, if the canned food having corn inside, then it is, if it is having the toxins of botulinum, then it is more potential, more harmful in less quantity. Okay. Then next questions. The milk streptococci produce acetone that gets spontaneously oxidized, yielding a flavoring agent responsible for aroma of butter, that is what? It is diacetyl. This gives a aroma which is a flavoring agent which gives the feeling of the presence of butter. You will feel that butter is present, जैसा लगता है. Then next question is, the botulism intoxications occurs due to what? It is easy, neurotoxins. Okay. Then the Bacillus cereus causes gastroenteritis by the production of an exoenterotoxins which is released in food as a result of what? Cell autolysis. See, in cell growth there is no harm because there is no release of toxins. In cell permeations also it is not, and cell damage also not, but cell autolysis, when cell autolysis will happen. So, autolysis is also called as what? Apoptosis. What? Apoptosis also we can say. That case it releases the toxins which is called exoenterotoxin. In that case there is a disease. Okay. Next is staphylococcal intoxication is caused by the toxin M, the food from what? Staphylococcus aureus. The microorganism name is what? Staphylococcus aureus. Okay. Here we will discuss some question that students took a meal in their school at 10 p.m. and then presented with means having some symptoms like vomiting and diarrhea between 3 and 4 a.m. The most likely cause of food poisoning is what? Staphylococcal. Because you see, chemical, when someone is consuming chemical contaminated food, chemical अगर contaminated हो गया है, सॉरी फूड अगर contaminated हो गया chemical से, तो वो जो रिएक्शन देगा वो सडन देगा, इमीडिएट टाइम, इमीडिएट. बट salmonella, if you take salmonella, it will take 8 to 42 hours to create the symptoms of diarrhea or any other kind of symptoms like vomiting, nausea, all these things. But staphylococcal will take just 3 to 4 hours to cause the symptoms like diarrhea or nausea or vomiting. And you know, Clostridium, this is related to neurotoxins. This Clostridium is related to neurotoxins, and it does not related to meals. If a person has taken meal, it means he has not taken any canned food, and there is no proper symptoms of diarrhea or vomiting in Clostridia contaminations, because it affects the brain and some muscular paralytic symptoms will develop in case of what? Clostridium. But staphylococcal will be the right answer, because this infection causes to create the symptoms within 3 to 4 hours. If the person has taken at 10 p.m. and the symptom is arising at 3 and 4 a.m., it means it has just taken 4 to 5 hours. So, the reason of this infection is staphylococcus. Okay. One more question, highest incidence of typhoid carriers is found among whom? This is middle aged women. See, who is a carrier? A carrier is a person who keep the microorganisms within the body, but it is unaffected. उसको कोई इफेक्ट नहीं कर रहा है, वो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स एज ए शेल्टर हाउस रह रहा है उस बॉडी के अंदर, बट उसको कुछ हार्म नहीं कर रहा है. बट दैट कैरियर कैन कॉज इन्फेक्शन if that carrier is having any contact with others. If you take the example of coronavirus, sometimes some people are becoming carrier, they carry the microbes, that virus, but they are not affected by that virus. Like that, this typhoid carriers is having middle aged women. Okay. So, we have understood some important questions related to foodborne diseases. Thank you. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. Thank you a lot.